What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of In the Trenches here on the Post-Gazette Sports Now podcast network and YouTube channel. I'm Noah Hiles. Joining me, as always, is Jake Kradel and Gavin Bartholomew, two key members of the Pitt football offense. Bye week this week, so a little bit of a different show rather than going through segments and taking breaks and having a guest. It's just going to be kind of a roundtable. I guess our guest could be Jake's dog, which is crying in the background right now, but we'll battle through it. It's not a big deal. No need. But guys, I mean, we're smiling now, but in all reality, I mean, 1-4, this team's record. And I'm pretty confident when I assume that this was not what you guys expected it to be at the start of the season. You know, heading into the bye week, you did not expect it to be 1-4. So we'll just have an open conversation now for 15, 20 minutes and just get your thoughts on some stuff. And I guess my first thing I'll ask is, like, what is the vibe right now? I mean, how are you guys handling this individually and as a team?
Yeah, no, I think I'll start with individually. I think for me, it's hard, battling an injury, not being there and being a part of the team and really, contributing it's definitely tough watching, the guys go out there on Saturday and just come up short, so it's definitely not exciting, to see, but it's adversity, and it's one of those things where, you find out who you truly are when adversity hits. So, I mean, that's the good part, you gotta, find out, what this team's made of. So, I mean, I think as a team, I think no one's lost faith or doubt. I think people are just trying to look in the mirror and see what they can do better. That's at the end of the day, like, this bye week is huge. It's crucial. I mean, it comes at a great time, where, like you said, we're 1-4. I mean, not what we envisioned. We envisioned to be, 5-0 going into the bye week, getting fresh and going to another run. But I think everyone's looking in the mirror and trying to see what they can do better from, top to bottom, from coaches to players to support staff. I mean, we need everyone in the building to, be on the same page going forward to, achieve our goals, to win games and, come out with a good season at the end of the day. So, I mean, that's what I think this bye week's for, and to just work on fundamentals and techniques. So we'll see how we do next Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, 1-4, obviously it's pretty tough, going week to week, but there's always, like a positive mindset in my mind, at least, and I know everyone else's. I'm so, everyone's used to winning, right? Winning feels good. Losing, it sucks. It kind of, it's hard to just keep going week to week. You're going to war every week, and we keep losing somehow. And just going forward, I think this bye week is, really big because it allows us to step back and look at everything and be like, okay, like, what's wrong, what's working, what isn't working, and really just take that next step to go on a long run, like Jake said, and we need it.
So, like, on a bye week, what are you guys doing as far as practice and preparation? Are you focusing on Louisville, or is a bye week more of an opportunity to kind of review the past 5 games and say, like, here's what we did wrong, and here's just some general things that we need to fix regardless of who we're playing moving forward?
Yeah, no, a bye week is it's great because it gives us, a week to kind of, like, get fresh, for this run we're about to make, and it gives you a chance to evaluate where you're as a team, a roster and stuff like that. And I think we're looking at what we did good the first 5 games. We're also looking at, like, where do we struggle? Like, where, like, in the run game, what schemes, what passing concepts do we not, where weren't we efficient? And I think that's where we're working to kind of become more efficient, see what our best plays are, see what we can do to, make those more efficient. And then kind of just like you said, we're looking a little bit at Louisville, not a whole much. I mean, we got to think a couple periods today against Louisville, defense and stuff looks, but it's more just kind of looking in the mirror, looking at ourselves and seeing where we can get better.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, obviously we played Louisville after the bye week, so, we got to take a look at them. But, really it's just looking at what worked and what didn't, like I said earlier. Going over the film, seeing what went wrong, fixing those mistakes so that we can get ready for Louisville.
So just looking at how you guys prepare for Louisville, looking at what went wrong. I mean, what is wrong with the offense right now? And I know it's you could point out a lot of different things. Like, the stats aren't pretty, the film certainly isn't pretty. But, like, if you had to sum it all up, is it just decision making? Is it just execution? Is it confidence? What would you guys say is the problem right now on offense?
Gav, you can take this one. Start off.
Yeah. I mean, really, it comes down to like lack of execution. Looking at the film, obviously in a game, everyone's kind of in the heat of the moment. Stuff's not going wrong. People want to point the finger, but looking at the tape, it's really nothing that they did, or it was really all what we did, and it's just on us as players to execute the plays that coaches call. And coach talks about it all the time. It takes one guy to like screw up a play. It takes all 11 to make a play right. So really just having everybody on the same page, doing their job, and executing it well is what we got to do moving forward.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think you said it best. I think we're not sustaining drives. That's the biggest thing. Like, we're not getting first downs. We're not moving the sticks enough. And when you look at it, I think I don't know. I saw someone put on Twitter or how many yards we have per game, and it's just, I think the one game we had 304 against UNC, and then every year after that we had like 200 and some. So I mean, it's like it's hard to win games when you're not moving the ball. We're not sustaining drives. We're not chewing the clock. I mean, our defense was on the field for, I think, 38 minutes.
Yeah, a whole quarter more.
A whole quarter more. And it's like, we can't expect them to be, good for us if we're not, getting them fresh at all. We're not really, we're on the bench, and they're trying to, get the ball back for us, and we're not doing anything with the ball. We're going 3 and out, putting them right back out there, 5 minutes later. So that's where we got to be better on, first and second down, and come third down, give ourselves a chance, get in 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 range. So, it's not, 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 15. And the defense knows, hey, look, this team's passing, let's pin our ears back and, get after the quarterback. So that's where we got to do better as an offensive line, just being more on our execution. That's the big thing is we're missing a block here and there. Sometimes it's a clean pocket. Sometimes it's not. It's like it has to be every time. It has to be a clean pocket. So that's where we gotta execute better, like Gavin said, and hopefully that helps move the chains and get first downs and score points.
Yeah, and I think another thing to add is like the mental errors. I mean, Jake, you saw the penalty report. We had a lot of penalties offensively. That doesn't help us. Going back 5-10 yards, whatever the flag is. That kills drives. That kind of takes the momentum away from us, and it just sucks. So, we got to clean those up, and, we should be good moving forward.
So, guys, I have more questions, but I figure now is a good time to take a quick break, and just both of you can do your ad reads. We'll start with Jake, talk about our show's 2 presenting sponsors.
In the Huddle is brought to you by the one place in Pittsburgh where you can caffeinate and create, Brushes and Beans Cafe, Murraysville. At Brushes and Beans Cafe, you can enjoy a delicious latte, cappuccino, cold brew, and much more while relaxing and creating your very own masterpiece. For more information, visit our website at www.brushesandbeanscafe.com or give them a call at 724-610-3782.
This segment is sponsored by Rundine.
You're good. You're good. Keep going. We're good.
This segment is sponsored by Rundine Consulting, helping companies staff integrate and optimize their technology systems. Call 412-965-5933 for your technology needs. All
right. So to get back to the conversation now, and this is something I wrote about a little bit, and I've talked about it, on this YouTube channel and on other shows. It feels like right now Pitt has lost its identity. In the sense where it's like, you guys have always been a team that's like kind of tough in the trenches, has a lot of depth, runs the football, stops the run. And it just doesn't feel like that's kind of what you guys have been this year. Would you agree with that analysis, that it hasn't been that? And then why do you think that has happened? If you agree with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's factual, we haven't been up to par, and that's just like the reality of it. I hope we, get back to our identity, come Louisville, where we can just establish the run, stop the run and stop explosives and, have explosive as an offense. But you're right, through the first 5 games we haven't, and that comes down to execution. Like Gavin said earlier, it's like you can't expect to run the ball and, we're, in my case, as a center, mis-ID'd, or, we're going to the wrong backer, or we're not, we're just missing one guy, one blitzing linebacker in the A gap. You know, that's stuff that's going to kill us, and that's where we got to get back to just, you know, establishing that run, and then, you know, taking shots, you know, maybe off the play action and stuff like that, and we'll see what we can get back to. I mean, because that's what Pittsburgh football is all about. You know, you try to run the ball for 40 times, chew up the clock, and, you know, stop the run. So hopefully, Kamaliva will get back to that.
Yeah, just to add on to him, you know, I mean, like, coaches always talk to us about, like, players prepare to perform, and, you know, coaches coach, and, like, as players, we got to trust our technique and training. And I just feel like, you know, sometimes you want to try and maybe make a bigger play than what you want to, and, you know, that kind of throws you out of the play, I guess, or maybe throw someone else off, and, you know, just throws everything off, and everyone's not working together. And, you know, that's just something we got to get back to doing, is just trusting our training and our technique, and, you know, buying into what the coaches have taught us and what they're telling us. And, you know, we just got to do that moving forward.
One thing we do on this show when we normally run it is we have a thing called Say Something Nice. I kind of want to just ask that about this team. I mean, what is a positive that you guys have taken away through these first 5 weeks that you guys can look back at and say, like, look, like, this is something to build off of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say either heart or effort. I mean, I feel like no matter what, like, I mean, it's not like we're going out there on Saturdays and just being, all right, here, you can have the win, take it from us. Like, I feel like, me personally, like, I'm trying everything I have within me to try and get a win and do my part. And I feel like that's what everyone else is trying to do. And I feel like, you know, granted we haven't been winning, but, like, coming after a loss, like, I feel like everyone's in, like, a good mindset, and, like, they want to attack the week. They want to get ready for the next opponent and get another win and try and find one. So I think that's what's going on. So, yeah.
You know, we have a tough team. You know, there's gonna be no quit. There's gonna be no one to kind of just throw in the towel. That's one thing I can say about all the guys we have in the locker room is we've built Coach Narduzzi's built a great culture here the past, you know, I think 9 years he's been here, and the 6 years I've been here, you know, this is a strong culture that, I mean, no one's just kind of fooled because we've lost 4 games now. You know, that's the thing. You know, we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep trying to find ways to get better. And like Gavin said, we're going to do anything to get a win. And that's one thing I've noticed over this bye week is, like, guys are itching to get back out there. They want to figure out what's wrong. Like, where can I get better? What can I do better? What can I do to help the team? And that's one thing where I think, you know, if we keep that going and keep pushing, like we talked about week 1 is just like I think it's the rock. Someone you know, you strike a rock 100 times and it doesn't crack. You know, 100 times.
Split the rock. Coach was
split the rock.
Yeah, split the rock. Yeah,
exactly. So, you know, on the 101st, you know, strike, you know, hopefully the rock splits. You know, that's kind of how, like, our season. Hopefully we just keep striking the rock, and something's going to give. So, I mean, that's what I hope, and people just keep working, and we'll be all right.
And then final question here. Bye week, you guys deserve a little bit of a lesser workload here. So we'll keep this episode short. And I guess my final question here is, you know, what's the goal now for Pitt? I mean, you could sit here and you could give me the coaches speak, and you could say, you know, win out, and we'll have 2 losses in the ACC, and maybe that's enough to get us to the title game. And I'm sure, like, realistically, yeah, like, that's what you guys hope to achieve. But just looking at where you guys are at right now, what is a realistic goal? Are you motivated to reach a bowl game, or is it just as simple as, like, let's just get better at, like, the things that we're struggling at right now and see what happens?
No, I think that's a great question. You know, like you said, like, yeah, our ultimate goal is to win out, right? Like, that's, you know, that's what everyone's going to tell you. I mean, but I think you got to worry about the process. The process will get you the result. And that's where I feel like sometimes, like, in life and anything you do, people get caught up in looking at the end goal, the end result, instead of just worrying about the everyday little things, the process of getting to that place. And that's where, like, I truly think, like, we got to worry about tomorrow's practice. You know, hey, how are we going to attack tomorrow's practice and get 3% better? And then on this weekend, what are we going to do to recover? How are we going to recover? And then come to Louisville week, like, hey, every day, being in the film room, get extra film. Like, it's all about the process. And then you take care of Louisville. And then you just continue that process, you know, week in and week out. And that's where I think sometimes in these long seasons, you just forget about the process. You're thinking about December 4th in Charlotte, where, like you said, like, we have 2 losses in the ACC now. Now it's like, okay, we have to control everything if we want any chance of getting there with, you know, some of the teams that, with, you know, a couple teams being undefeated in the ACC. So, like, truly, I would just say take care of the small things and let everything fall in place. You can't be worried about wins and losses at this point. We're already behind the 8 ball here, and it's just like take care of the small things, from schoolwork to on the field to film room. And I think everyone will be pretty happy with the results we get if that's what everyone chooses to do.
Yeah, just to piggyback off him, I think it was, I don't know, Jake, what was it, 2 weeks ago we had that player meeting, right?
Yep.
And, we sat there and we talked. We were just like, forget about the goals. Like, I mean, obviously we got to think about the goals we have, but like, worry about being 1-0 on the day, right? And when you're 1-0 on that day, go to the next day. And I think that, as a team, if we just look at it as one day at a time, just go 1-0, win that practice, win the rest of the day, win your school, whatever it is, show up to class.
Someone won the day.
Yeah. He's 1-0. He's already 1-0. But no, I just feel like if we do that and we keep rolling, week to week, the wins can come, and they will come. We just got to stay focused and be 1-0.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Jake, Gavin, thank you both, as always, for another week of content. And Pitt fans, keep tuning in. We'll have our normal show format next week as Jake and Gavin get you ready for Louisville. Keep tuning in to the Post-Gazette Sports Now YouTube channel and podcast network for all of your Pittsburgh sports coverage. I'm Noah Hiles, signing off, saying we'll see you around next time.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Apple Podcast channel for more podcast content. Click below for a special deal of 99 cents for a 3-month subscription to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.